64-bit legends. Welcome.
Legend of the game, like GoldenEye, I'm more than right.
Yeah.
The perfect dark is dreams that seem to come to life. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it gets. We can talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. Point with the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew, tune in and take a view.
Watch.
We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 64-bit legends can't stop. We won't stop. We got a new episode. This is Bobby Caboose. As always, looking for that hot tag is Melvin Troy.
Take that.
So, a couple of years ago, we'll get into what we're talking about. A couple years ago, I believe it was like 4 or 5 years ago, Dennis Rodman, right?
Yeah.
Was seen wearing an NWO shirt. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was doing, I think, either a podcast or an interview, and they asked him why he was wearing it, right? And he simply said, when you're NWO for life, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So I was thinking, if you're NWO for life, there's something else here for life too, and it's a bad boy.
Oh, bad boy for life.
And
yeah.
bad boys are for life too.
Yes.
And Diddy
He's a bad
being
boy.
the baddest boy of them all right now.
He is a bad boy. And he likes the bad boys.
Yeah, I mean, there's even new slang, no Diddy.
Dude, the fact that took off, the no Diddy, just out of and it's gonna stick.
Yeah, it is gonna stick.
Dude, how much does that suck?
And that's
your
more,
name.
that's gonna stick, I think, way harder than like being Cosby'd.
Oh yeah, for sure.
These all other adjectives that are names. This is right up there with, like, I know you don't watch sports, but like Randy Moss. Like when you make a great catch over somebody, you got mossed. This is gonna be something like that, where I think it sticks forever.
I've heard something similar where, like, from Warren Sapp, like you get sapped.
Well, that would be cucked from the Nutrigenics
Yeah,
commercial.
like, oh man, my wife sapped me last night.
Even though that's Frank Thomas.
Well, Warren Sapp, Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas was called the Big Hurt.
Well, he's putting on the big hurt.
Yeah.
Him and Sapp.
And Flutie.
And Flutie.
All fucking your wife.
Didn't Flutie have a Sega game? Didn't Doug Flutie have a
He
fucking...
might have. I'm not sure. I know
there
he had
like...
the Flutie Flakes.
Oh, he had Flutie
Flakes.
Flutie
yeah, he had his own cereal in Buffalo.
Didn't he? Because he played baseball, right?
Yeah, football.
That's right. Doug. Yeah, didn't he have a Doug Flutie's football for the Sega Genesis?
He might have. You might be actually right. It sounds familiar. I can't picture it, but it sounds familiar. I know Joe Montana. Joe Montana.
Yeah, the actor.
Joe Montana had his own football game.
I just like the Joe Montana one where he plays like an Italian mobster, but he's throwing a football. He's like, forget about it, and he throws it. And then someone steals the ball and deflates it. It's like, oh, the game I lost. I covered my spread, though.
Oh, man. Anyway, no Diddy, dude. No Diddy. This shit is crazy. Like, I actually spent the last, 3 hours catching up on some of it. I know you have some of the stuff that you wanted to mention.
Yeah.
But, so... all of these allegations started, I believe, with Cassie, the chick that came out. I think it was back in November. She had that hit single "Me and You." I think she's a one-hit wonder for the most part, but she started dating Diddy when she was 19.
Okay,
I think, and she has been with him for 11 years or so. And apparently, she was sex trafficked. Diddy liked to be a cuck and have male sex workers come and fuck Cassie and rape her and do all this other shit.
And that came out because she sued him, right?
Yeah, she's suing him now.
Did she win?
It's pending.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Allegations. It's similar to the Vince McMahon thing.
Gotcha.
But the stories that are coming out of this is fucking crazy because it's from her allegation. I didn't deep dive into her. I was kind of listening to YouTube videos and podcasts about this stuff because it's basically her and this producer. I believe his name's Ronald Jones. His last name's Jones. They kept saying Mr. Jones, and I was kind of playing video games while I was listening to it, so I forget his first name. I think it's Ronald. But there's stories of him having Cassie paint her nails like a white, so he could see her fingers on these black dudes' skin, because like she's like light skinned, and I don't know if she's actually black or Latinx. Her last name's like Ventura.
Well, I'm thinking though, if you're in a dark room with like a black light on, then it would really show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that would. I'm assuming that's probably the type of atmosphere Diddy's in while he's being cucked or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, but he would like there's allegations of him fucking underage chicks, like flying them out from places. Like there's a story of this guy that worked with Diddy, coming here to Detroit, finding this chick, like, hey, I work for Diddy, and like having him get on the phone so she knows that it's him, and he like promises her all this shit, and like, yeah, I could put you on and all this stuff. Basically taking her, flying her in his personal jet back to New York, going to like the Trump Plaza, like the biggest like suite in the hotel, to show her like this, life of luxury, and just raping her with like a gang rape.
Jesus.
And then just drugging her, flying her home back to Detroit, and she's like, I don't remember being there. She's like, I just like was groggy in the morning in my car.
Well, there was that story. One of his boys was on a podcast talking about how they would go out and there would be bottles for the dudes and there would be bottles for the girls.
Yep.
And the bottles for the girls had drugs in them.
Right.
And this dude, I forget who he was, but he was in that camp, was like talking about it like, hey, that was just what we did back in the day. Like, it was wild. And I was like, that's rape, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. He was on like one of those podcasts. It probably wasn't like Drink Champs, but it was something like that. It might have been Drink. I forget. But one of those types of podcasts, like talking about it like openly, like it was like no biggie.
Yeah. And
no Diddy.
Yeah. Who knows what Biggie knew.
That's why he's dead.
And that's why he always kept one eye on Diddy.
That's true.
Like, he had that lazy eye. People think it was a lazy eye, but he was just keeping that ie on Diddy.
It wasn't lazy at all.
No.
It was hard work, honestly.
It was like a target. It was like fucking Terminator type shit. But no, like, so Cassie comes out with these allegations, of sex trafficking, being raped when she wanted to leave, and all this shit. I believe like the very next day or within the same time period, some woman who allegedly got raped by Diddy back in 91 while she was a student at Syracuse, she comes out with all these allegations. Puffy's camp denies everything, saying like, it's a money grab, blah, 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 blah. But she has stories of like multiple men raping her in like their studios and stuff like that. And she had to, this is a little, I don't know if this is a stretch or not, but like she dropped out of school because of it. She said it was like a mental burden and all this shit. And, she never finished school and stuff. And now she's got an allegation against him.
She's suing him too. Because I know that like a lot of these, what kind of uncovered some of this is in New York, they have it like a law or something, maybe not a law, but like a statute or something, where it was basically like, listen, we're the statute of limitations after like this year, after 2024 or something, or some date. I know I'm not very specific, but you get the idea. Look it up if you want to fact check me. But there at some point this year, like you can't bring any more cases forward. So everyone's coming out of the woodwork that's got a case.
And this particular lady, I think, again, fact check me, but I believe it was almost the last day she could file.
Yeah.
And so she filed, and then there was another case. They didn't say much about that, but then they start bringing up other stuff that happened in the 90s. Like Jennifer Lopez and the whole Shine thing in 99.
That's right. Now, I don't know the new stuff on it, but this is the story that I remember from back in the day. Diddy and Lopez were dating.
Yes.
They were Shine was supposed to be the new up and coming guy for Bad Boy.
He was working on his album.
Yeah.
It hadn't released yet.
Yeah. And then they're at the club, and I remember this was on all over MTV News at the time, that a gun went off, and we all knew it was Diddy's gun. We all knew in the 90s it was Diddy's gun, but Shine took the rap, and I never forget. I know I've probably said this to you and other people in person when the subject comes up. Like, how fucking, like, if Shine probably was like, man, my album's gonna come up. It might give me some good street cred to take the rap. I'll help out my boy Diddy. He does it, and then he comes out and he doesn't got no heat at all. Like, he's done, and that's the way I looked at it. Like, he had his album come out. It probably had a little bit of a pop because of all of that. And then nothing.
So, this, Jones guy. Can you look up his name? I believe
Shine?
it's no Jones. Ronald Jones, maybe.
Ronald.
He's the producer for Diddy.
Ronald Jones.
Was it Ronald Jones?
Rodney Jones?
Rodney Jones, maybe.
Okay, yeah, Rodney Jones is what's coming up. Rodney,
Little
Rod.
Rod.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna just call him Little Rod.
Okay.
Because it goes with with cucking and shit like that. So
yeah, getting the old Rod.
So Lil Rod comes out and he says that not only what you just said about it being Diddy's gun, in fact was Diddy's gun.
Of course it was. And everyone knew it was.
Guess how it got into the club?
It was in Lopez's purse.
Yes.
I figured.
So he tells Lopez to hold his gun, and I guess this was a power move because he used to do this with Cassie too. And he'd be like, hold my gun. I guess she's like very anti-guns and stuff, anti-violence.
Cassie or?
Cassie.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he would have Cassie hold one of his guns in her purse on multiple occasions to almost be like, look how dangerous I am. Which
is so dumb. Like, if you're someone at Diddy's stature, you don't need a gun.
Right.
You have hired guns. There's no reason for you to have a gun. There hasn't been a reason for him to have a gun ever. He's got security on a 24/7 basis.
Yeah.
That's the point of having security, is so you don't have a gun, and if they shoot someone, they take the rap.
Right. So
that's so dumb.
So J-Lo's got Diddy's gun. Mm-hmm. They go into the club. The shooting happens. According to Lil Rod, he has Shine take the fall, which everyone knows.
Yeah.
He gave Shine $1 million to take the fall.
Oh, okay.
So Shine's like, all right, I'll do the time, whatever.
He did some time, too.
He did. He did 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah. Oh. Because no one died. So, it was,
But for
$1 million, he did 10 years.
Well, and that's the thing. He's got that $1 million. Hopefully he got the $1 million.
Right.
You got to pay taxes. Well, if it's cash deal.
Yeah, that's a little gray area.
But commissary is expensive for 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years of commissary. That's...
And so he does this. Lil Rod also, has claimed that Diddy is notorious for not paying his artists.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that Mace's beef?
Yes.
Okay.
So
we'll get into that probably, yeah.
So Shine takes the rep. He goes to jail. His album blows up while he's in jail. Mm-hmm. Never really gets to celebrate it because he's in for 10 years.
Yeah.
So now they're saying that with all of this shit coming up, J-Lo might have to go to court as well because for being an accessory.
Yeah.
But she would probably get off because of the statute of limitations because it's been so long. But Diddy still might get shit for that too. But I couldn't believe that shit was coming up when I was watching these videos.
Well, and J-Lo is such a powerhouse now,
right?
With Affleck, because her and Affleck are back together, and then she's trying to produce. She's got a new album, 2 movies coming out at the same time. She's on big promotional. So if she gets wrapped up in this, her fucking publicity team is going to bury Diddy.
Well,
they're going to fucking throw everything they got at him.
Right. The thing is, too, is back then in 99, she wasn't that, she was big.
Yeah.
But she wasn't that big. She was like coming off her Fly Girl. She was like Anaconda, Selena.
Yeah.
A couple films.
It wasn't
maybe
until
an album.
Affleck is what took her to the next level. Yeah.
And the Jenny from the Block shit.
Yeah.
That fucking shot her in the stratosphere. But, for Diddy to be able to pull the gun shit, you're gonna hold my gun, you're gonna do this and that and other, he was the power, behind that. He was the definite power play. Then if you remember, they went to jail. They got arrested that night. J-Lo was obtained for 14 hours and they let her go, and Diddy, just kind of walked away. And people were like, how did Diddy leave without anything, right? Well, comes out later that Diddy's probably got a lot of police force under,
like Suge Knight used to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're even saying, like, I've heard through these podcasts and just doing research and stuff like that there's one particular guy. He goes by like Muhammad.
Okay.
Right? He's got pulled not only in Florida where one of his houses are, but in California as well. And he's gotten Diddy off on multiple shit because he kind of owns the police.
I see. He's got,
actually, this Muhammad guy is part of the police.
Got it. So, well, here's the question on the Shine thing, though. Why did the gun go off? Like, for what reason did that gun need to go off?
Don't know.
Like,
there apparently someone spilled a drink either on Diddy or somebody in Diddy's camp, and that's how the
Did he not listen to Chris Rock's No Sex in the Champagne Room? You gotta let it slide.
Yes.
There's no reason to go to prison over a puma.
Right.
A dirty puma. There's no reason. What is he doing?
Right. And I want to tie this in. I know we're going to get to it later, but because I'm just talking about like the 90s right now.
Yeah.
So another guy that people are wondering where he is Jay-Z.
Well, I know 50 says that he's now cosplaying as a gay painter.
Yes.
So
he's doing something like
50
that.
50 does not like any of these people.
No. And it's quite hilarious.
Yes.
But so Jigga, he at the time, and he's still boys with Diddy, he's coming up up and coming rapper in the 90s. He was mentored, or his boy was Big L, right?
Okay.
Big L had dropped an album in 95. Jay-Z was doing shit with him and Biggie at the time.
Yep.
But Jay-Z was brought to the rap game by Big L as like a battle rapper. Jay-Z wasn't going up by Jay-Z at the time of, Big L bringing him around these New York circles and things like that.
Yeah.
He was basically known as, just Big L's boy. Well, Big L dies in, I think, 98, 99, somewhere around there. And Jay-Z just fucking takes off. So, if you want to put your aluminum hat on and think the Illuminati's coming, who knows?
Yeah,
But
he was known as Jazzy back then. It was Jazzy, and then later he adopted Jay-Z in homage of his mentor Jazzo. And I believe, what was the? Because I was just telling you this upstairs. It was on Jigga what?
Jigga who?
Yeah, there was. Who was the guy that was on that song? Because I don't. Was that Jazzo? Was on it?
I have no idea, but I do know that I believe Jay-Z's first recorded verse on a song that went onto an album, like an official album, was Big L's, and it was called The Graveyard. And I believe that's Jay-Z's first verse.
Let's see. He first became known with a wide audience on the Posse Cut Show and Prove on 1994 Big Daddy Kane's album Daddy's Home. Jay-Z's been referred to as Big Daddy Kane's hype man during this period, though Kane explains that he did not fill the traditional hype man role and was instead basically making cameo appearances on stage. Here we go. The young Jay-Z appeared on popular song by Big L, The Graveyard, and the MC and on Mike Geronimo's Time to Build, which also featured early appearances by DMX and Ja Rule in 95. Okay, so first rap single. Okay, and that's into his first single. So yeah, that's the breakdown. So yeah, he was with Big L on The Graveyard, and then that's kind of like officially outside of being a hype man, quote unquote, for Big Daddy Kane.
Because so this all comes back to Diddy because Lil Rod.
Yeah.
Lil Rod says he has, whether it's evidence or proof or whatever, that Diddy has killed, Diddy has raped, Diddy has done everything imaginable that a human being shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So the more and more this story gets uncovered, I think this is going to be fucking huge. Cat Williams said people are going down in 2024.
Oh, dude.
And it's starting. It's starting hardcore. Started with Vince McMahon. Now it's Diddy. These billionaires are, they're going out of control. I don't know what it is about, like, maybe it's just once you hit a certain amount of money, you just turn into a fucking weirdo.
Well, a lot of people... Well, yeah, it's kind of like Epstein. Epstein was like a billionaire. How did he get his money? We don't know. Now, here's the thing with Diddy. He was a billionaire. He didn't make $1 billion off Biggie.
Right.
He doesn't make $1 billion off Bad Boy. Who's on Bad Boy? MGK?
Right.
The fuck... honestly, how many units does that motherfucker sell? Like,
did he make it all making the band? I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Like, yeah, there was Sean John, but where's that now?
Right.
Does he still own Ciroc?
No, he sold that off.
Okay, yeah. So it's like, what is he doing? But he's got all this. He's Epstein.
Yeah.
He is Epstein, which coincidentally, 50 Cent posted a picture of him. I forget what he called him. Probably something I can't say, but it's
yeah.
But yeah. So it's funny because Suge Knight's been chiming in.
Yeah.
So he's got apparently
they were friends at one point.
Oh, really? That part of it.
So I heard this on a podcast earlier, like before Death Row, Diddy and Suge were somewhat cordial, and they would go to the same parties and shit. I don't know if they were friends, but what happened was they were all at either a club or a studio, and there was some kind of scuffle outside. Diddy and his people leave, tell Suge Knight that it's all clear. They leave, and some of Diddy's boys were like around the corner and came and killed one of Suge's guys.
Really?
And that's how the beef started.
So I thought it was just all tied to Tupac, and Suge was managing Tupac.
So it was one of, because he ran, Suge Knight ran like some kind of security business.
Yeah.
And one of his, I don't know if he was a gang member or not, but one of his boys got shot. And that's how the beef between him and Diddy started. And then it became Bad Boy and Death Row. And, So now, who was connected with the Tupac? Because I know Tupac got shot or fucked up, and then he blamed Biggie for setting him up. Yeah.
But was that...
That was... so they always just claimed that was like a robbery. Like, there was no... who knows who... It was probably someone that knew someone that knew someone, but...
So based off of this, here's a theory then. Based off of that, if Suge's got a beef with Diddy, but it's over something unrelated to his artists, and then Pac gets all fucked up, and he is paranoid that think that he was set up, all it takes is Suge to be like, Biggie did it.
Yeah.
Puffy did it.
Yeah, because...
Like, that's...
Because it happened before.
Right. So it's like, and then he only benefits because now it's like, oh, we can create this. It's like a work. It's like, well, but it's a work, but some people think it's a shoot. Like, I think my belief is Suge knew it was a work the entire time, but everyone else thought it was a shoot.
Right.
And it unfortunately killed a couple people.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he's a piece of shit, and that's why he's in prison. Which apparently he has a podcast in prison, which I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't either.
But apparently...
I can't believe they have social media in podcasts, or in jail.
I know. I do see like the prison videos on TikTok. Like, what the fuck? How does this guy get a phone? His picture's just as good as me. I'm on the outside. Yeah. What are we doing?
Maybe someone brought him a cake, and it was in the middle of the cake.
That's true, yeah. Don't put a nail file on it. Just give me a cake. But yeah, there was this, I think this might be it. This is from like last week or so. Suge Knight made some statements. I don't have the audio, but I'm trying to see. This is TMZ? No, New York Post. They're like TMZ, I think. Yeah, Knight kicked off the clip praying for Diddy's kids. Because I heard Diddy's kids were taken away in like handcuffs when they raided his house.
Yeah, because Diddy's son is part of this.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like,
shit.
This Lil Rod has said that, Diddy's son, I forget his name, but he has been in there, raping these these underage women at these parties. So what was kind of explained was, you know, Diddy would have these mansion parties, right? Well, mansions are fucking huge. Like, you don't, like, you have the party in, like, one wing of the mansion. You have no idea what's going on at the other part of the house. And this, I believe, was it Little Rod that he went to a party and they call them freakouts.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah.
So, but a lot of people don't know that there's sometimes all male freakouts, and some get drugged. And Little Rod, I believe it was Little Rod, you know, woke up one morning and was in the bed with 2 sex workers and Diddy, and only thing he remembers was stumbling around the house naked.
Wow. Well, those are the rumored freakouts that Bieber may have been, you know, invited to, and Usher.
Yep, and like that. Cuba Gooding Jr. is another one.
Oh, wow.
So Little Rod, again, all allegations. We'll see if the truth comes out or if this is the truth.
Is Little Rod suing him, or is he just running his? Okay.
Yes. So, Little Rod claimed that Diddy has cameras in every single room of his house.
Yep.
And on his yacht and everything. So Diddy was coaching Little Rod to be gay. Little Rod had a.
Diddy was coaching Little Rod?
Yes.
Like, explain coaching. Like,
so,
like grooming him?
Grooming, yes.
Got it.
Coaching.
Well, I just didn't know if he was like, all right, you could be gay. You could do it. I believe in you.
Let's go. All right, you're going to run this play and suck my dick. No. So he's grooming him to be gay. I'll use the word groom.
Yeah.
So
it just sounds more positive when you use coaching. Like, it's not that bad.
You know.
He's trying to help him, really.
You know, if you want to succeed, you'll take this dick. So Little Rod looked up to this other producer who Diddy, I don't know if he did the same thing as far as kind of sexually blackmailing him and things like that, but he had pictures on his phone of this other producer doing homophobic acts, I don't know, gay acts, I don't know, I'm trying to be
homophobic acts would be like beating up a gay person.
Yes.
So it would be like, but you're talking homosexual acts.
Homosexual acts.
Okay, yeah, it's the opposite of a homophobic act.
I don't know why I threw phobe in there. It's later than usual than when we were recording. So anyway, homosexual acts. Yeah. So he had him on his phone, these pictures, videos, whatever. So he's showing Little Rod like, hey, your mentor does this. You know, you can do it. Because he was having a lot of anxiety about, like, I don't want to fuck a dude. Like, I don't want to do this shit.
Wait, who's showing these videos?
Diddy.
Diddy is showing Lil Rod these videos, that's
pictures, things like that. So he was grooming him for Cuba.
Oh.
So Cuba was working on a project. They're on Diddy's yacht, and he starts getting close to Little Rod.
What was the time? Do you know what year roughly this was?
I don't. I want to say there was something that happened in 2013, but I'm not sure when this happened. If you look up.
I'm going to look up Cuba Gooding, Little Rod. I just want to know the year because Cuba Gooding almost won an Oscar for playing a gay guy in As Good as It Gets, like in a best supporting
here's
actor.
The picture right there of Cuba actually having his hand around Lil Rod and his hand, you know, near his penis.
It's on his lap there. That looks very...
apparently he was, you know, rubbing him and other things, and Little Rod had to physically push him off, and he finally stopped.
I see.
But, you know, for this, so, again, Diddy has cameras everywhere, almost as, like a blackmail type thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's got footage of fucking a bunch of people doing stupid shit and fucking disgusting shit.
Well, yeah, I think it's gonna, and it's gonna, if it's there, it's gonna come out. I mean, look at the Hogan Bubba the Love Sponge thing. Like, if there's that many recordings, someone's gonna get a hold of it.
And so he's also gonna be processed with invading privacy, because if you go to somebody's house, you can't just record them without them knowing.
Yeah, especially certain states have even more stricter laws. Like California's pretty strict on that.
And Prince Harry is involved with this shit.
Dude, this is Epstein shit.
Yes.
Like, this is like, I'm surprised we don't see like a Clinton name in here. Like, maybe not Bill, but like his brother or something. Like, Doug Clinton. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like I'm seeing. Yeah, as I'm scrolling through this article about Little Rod, and I haven't read this all the way through. I'm just kind of like skimming based off of what you're telling me. And I'm seeing stuff like there's parties with beverages, giving laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his home. Distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, as well as displaying and distribution of unregistered legal firearms, which I don't understand that.
He wants to be gangster, dude.
Yeah, why? It's dumb. Real gangsters don't do that. He also alleged that Combs gave him strict instructions to inform police they had nothing to do with a shooting in 2022. So it looks like he's kind of been on his... Britain's Prince Harry was also mentioned in the complaint as he had been when it was originally filed last month. Although no allegation of wrongdoing on his part was made, the prince was referred to in a section about why Grange ignored the numerous red flags about Mr. Combs and received financial benefit Mr. Combs. Wait, so how does Prince Harry tie in?
So basically he was just going to these parties.
Oh, I see. So he was... Well, now, isn't Prince Harry... Or was it Prince Andrew was with Epstein? Which prince was it?
It wasn't Prince Harry.
Okay. So Prince Harry... Isn't Prince Harry... God damn it. Which one is he? Is he the one that's married to the black girl?
I don't know.
And then they moved to Canada? Yeah, this one. Meghan Markle. Yeah, this guy. So he was at Diddy's parties.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
The freakouts.
And you know what's interesting is that he kind of like left the kingdom. That was like their big thing, is that they left the kingdom. Him and Meghan left the... I don't know the whole stories. I don't follow that shit. But yeah, and I'm wondering if more of this comes out, like who else is going to get tied up in it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it won't, now that he kind of, separated from the kingdom, it won't blow back on them, that's a whole, God only knows what's going on over there. So
yeah, this Diddy runs deep.
So, okay. So Little Rod, he's got the Cuba Gooding, he's got the thing, he's got obviously his drugging that happened. Of course, he's telling the story about all this stuff. I've heard the stories about the laced booze. Suge Knight is chiming in, and his podcast, Suge Knight's podcast is called Collect Call, because I'm assuming he has to make a collect call to do it.
Oh God.
Which he hosts from a California state prison. He's serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter. Let's see. Knight kicked off the clip saying Diddy's praying for Diddy's kids before he blasted the singer, 54, for giving the culture of hip-hop a bad image. Says Suge Knight. What are you saying, bro? You're in jail because you murdered somebody. Like, in the most dumb way possible, where it's literally on film, and you ran him over. Not only did you hit him, but you ran him over again. Like, he's giving a bad image. What are you saying, bro? What do you mean? Like,
you lifted fucking Vanilla Ice over a fucking balcony.
Yeah. What are your stories? You did that. There's some the fucking... Oh, you coincidentally were there when Tupac got shot, but was unarmed.
Yeah.
Unarmed. I mean, all of a sudden, Biggie's out in California. He's dead. Linked back to you. Fucking the NWA movie hints that you may have given Eazy-E AIDS.
And he said it on a talk show.
Oh, that's right. He did. But he's the guy... No. Don't. Suge Knight he gets to stand on the mountaintop and fucking cast his judgment. Shut the fuck up, you fat piece of shit. Get out of here, you dumb idiot.
But if you got a room on Death Row Records, let me know.
Yeah, giving the culture a bad image. Bro, your whole life is a bad image. You had a guy in a dog cage At least in the movie. I don't know if that was real life. I'm assuming naked in a dog cage. Wasn't he in a
No, he wasn't in a cage. He was. They had the two like Rottweilers or whatever, fucking or German shepherds like barking at him, and he was in his underwear. And I guarantee the dude in real life was probably naked.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you know, making him have to give a toast to you and Death Row Records and Dr. Dre, while Dr. Dre and Tupac were in the other room making records. Which is probably it might be a fabrication, but it's a good image for the movie.
I'm sure it's not far off. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what kind of judgment he has to cast from his his pristine life. All right, so he's praying for his kids, which, all right, whatevs. Given the culture of hip-hop a bad image, I'll tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets. Who's involved in that little secret room you guys are participating in? Knight allegedly said. How do you allegedly say? If it's in the clip, it's in the clip. What do you mean allegedly?
Well, they don't know who was on the phone that day for the collect call.
Yeah, that's true. Could have been somebody else. Then ominously warned Diddy that they're going to get you if they can. Knight went on to encourage Diddy to turn himself over to the authorities, just as Knight did following a hit and run in 2015, resulting in the death of Terry Carter. I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think the level of crimes, I'm not saying Diddy's a saint, but bro, you literally murdered a dude with your vehicle on camera. Like, you're serving 28 years because you couldn't argue that. I turned myself in, Knight said. Sometimes you got to face the music. That's most of the time.
All right, so here's a list of the some of the allegations.
Yeah. Okay. So Sean Diddy Combs' home in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security. That's they go after terrorists.
All three of them, Los Angeles, Miami, and New York.
God damn. They go after the Taliban. Amid a possible connection with an ongoing sex trafficking investigation, authorities targeted, which Homeland Security, I would assume that means that they're flying people in and out of the country or something along that. Like for Homeland Security to get involved. So authorities targeted the rapper's homes to seize phones and computers, the sources told the Post. Combs was spotted outside of Miami airport slowly strolling back and forth Monday, just hours after the raids. That's interesting. Brendan Paul, a music producer and basketball player, was arrested on drug charges at a Miami airport while attempting to board Combs' private jet. Paul has been accused of being a drug mule for Combs in a federal lawsuit. I did hear about that. And apparently he's also singing a tune.
Yeah, and I believe there's a woman too that is would like find the girls and find some drugs for them.
Yeah, so it says at least 4 Jane Does and 1 John Doe have been interviewed by New York prosecutors in connection to sex trafficking allegations and a RICO case. That's what's his name? Fucking Gotti. I thought they got Gotti on a fucking RICO case. I think, unless he died before they actually got him. But Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie filed a lawsuit. Okay, we talked about that back in November of last year, including rape and physical abuse for over a decade. Combs and Cassie settled a lawsuit one day after she filed it.
Yep.
One day, they're like, "Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to do discovery."
Nope.
You know.
Usually means you're guilty.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. That's what they say hurt Michael Jackson is for people who believe that Michael Jackson's innocent. The story is that he was just told, "Hey, just pay these people off, make it go away because you're about to do a world tour."
Right.
Yeah, the biggest world tour ever. So just pay him so he can keep the money going. So he was given bad advice, and then it forever tainted him, and then brought more people out. Blah blah blah. So if you believe Michael Jackson's innocent, that's the story to go with. But didn't work for him. It ain't gonna work for Diddy.
Nope.
In November 2023, the rapper was accused of drugging, filming, and sexually assaulting a woman on a date 91.
So this was that was the chick from Syracuse, I believe.
Yep. The lawsuit describes how Combs drove the alleged victim to a music studio where she could not get out of the car before taking her to a place he was staying to sexually assault her. A third woman filed a lawsuit against the celebrity in November of 2023, claiming that he and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns sexually assaulting her and a friend in the early 90s. I think that's one of the ones you mentioned. The woman listed as Jane Doe in the lawsuit claimed that a couple of days after the assault, Combs came to the home where she and her friend were staying and violently attacked her. In November 2023, Combs was hit with a fourth sexual assault lawsuit that accused him and others of sexually assaulting a 17-year-old girl at his New York City recording studio after drugging her and supplying her with alcohol. So this is when Suge really gets real. He's like, this is the article. Suge took a moment to give Diddy some real advice if he ends up behind bars. Gotta make a decision. When you go to prison, you're gonna be standing up pissing or squatting. You're gonna be standing up pissing or squatting, sitting down pissing. If you don't want to be all up in the bathroom, sitting while you're pissing.
Come to Death Row. See, I could just picture Diddy like making these fucking cocktails for these girls and like doing his little like dance that he's doing around like the fucking "We'll Be Missing You" video.
Yeah, in a field
with a all white suit.
Yeah, Suge advises him to take the first option, which is a stand up pissing. He then warned Diddy not to use his newest nickname, Brother Love, if he ends up behind bars. Do not use your...
Which is super cringe now.
It is pretty cringe. That's like when Snoop Dogg changed his name to Snoop Lion for a minute. Do not do your time going by Brother Love. Brother Love, isn't that a wrestler?
It's Bruce Pritchard.
What if he just like... Maybe that's why he called him that. He's just a big fan.
Which I'm surprised that's not copyrighted somewhere. Anyway.
Brother Love is not a good code name for prison, Knight said before ending the call. During the recent episode of his podcast, Knight briefly alluded where his long-standing beef with Diddy started. Knight explains how his friend Big Jake was killed. Okay, this is what you're talking about. Killed during a party in Atlanta in 1995, which he suggests kicked off the decades of hostility between him and Diddy. Their beef also stems from notorious East Coast, West Coast, which we already know about. Federal agents descended on Diddy's home in Miami and Los Angeles on Monday as they probe sex trafficking charges against the embattled music mogul. Videos from the raids at Combs' $40 million home, California home, showed his sons Justin, 30, and Christian, 25.
Justin's the one that's supposedly involved with this shit, too.
Yeah, well, you know, now that I see their ages, though, like when I heard that they were being like put in handcuffs.
You were thinking like probably teenagers.
Yeah, so I was thinking like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So this dude's fucking 30. He's almost our age.
Right.
Like, fuck him. He'll be all right. Being questioned by police as several agents with guns swarmed the property. His attorneys have ripped the raids as apart as an overblown witch hunt, blah, 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 of course. And then this is just a picture about Snoop Dogg and Biggie and stuff. So, all right, well, that's Suge Knight weighing in. Emphasis on the weigh-in because he's fat. He's probably even fatter in jail. Man, Diddy is getting fucked up. So
I'm watching these YouTube videos and shit, right? And Little Boozy, now known as Boozy, he had a little interview. And again, I don't know if it was a podcast because the podcast was taking footage from whatever he posted. But Boozy was like, "Hey, man, you know, where's your friends? Like, you have like these billionaire club things like every year.
Yep.
I think it's like called like something like the Rock Nation barbecue or something. Yeah. And they canceled it this year. And
that would have been in the summer or something, right?
They canceled it for 2024.
Oh, I see. They meant like last year.
No, so but there's like this video of him and Jay-Z, and I guess they do it every year. These black billionaires. And, you know, they party and they have this toast and they'll record it. And, you know, Diddy's saying, like, you know, we're always there for each other, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, black business and whatever the fucking speech is. None of those guys are defending him. No. No one is defending him right now. And Boozy makes a good point. Like, if these are all your boys and you're innocent, why aren't they being like, hey, man, I know Diddy and he doesn't do this shit? Right. So, yeah,
that's very true. And then you got people like 50. I just pulled up his Instagram. As I scroll, every post is about fucking Diddy. I'm going like 20 deep, and it's nothing. We got to use this for the promo. We got to have the Black Jeffrey Epstein. Boozy said, "Oh, I got to be careful as I read this because Boozy said, where the fuck is his friends?" There you go. They not saying nothing because they didn't know he was recording everything. LOL. Wait till I get the tapes.
Yeah. So 50's trying. 50 is gonna is trying everything in his power to get these tapes.
Yeah.
If he can purchase the tapes from like the FBI or the Homeland Security or whoever, because he's making a documentary too about this, calling like Surviving Diddy. But even like this movie, okay, like we go back to Cuba.
American Gangster.
Yeah, American Gangster. We go back to Cuba. Jay-Z pretty much wrote the soundtrack to. Actually, it was pretty much the soundtrack to his American Gangster album.
Yeah.
Who's friends with Diddy. Cuba's in the movie for a very small role. Like, just friends helping friends, and weird shit happens. I don't know.
Yeah, well, 50 Cent uses a screenshot from that where Frank Lucas looks like he's going into, with, what's his name? Russell Crowe.
I was going to say Kurt Russell.
That was what I was originally going to say, too. And it's like, hit the caption, when them boys show up at Puffy Crib again, he gonna be like... And he makes an emoji. It's basically implying fucking Denzel's face in this picture. So let me tell you about them people on those tapes, LOL. Yeah, it means he's going to rat on everybody like Frank Lucas.
But like everyone, like Boozy said, is very quiet because they don't know what the fuck Diddy's got on tape since they didn't know they were being recorded.
Yeah. Okay. So...
Which I don't know if you can use that as like evidence because you don't know that you're recorded. I think it might be thrown out except for Diddy's case, but I'm not sure.
It depends on how they get it. It all depends on how they find it. But they can't... no, they could. Because it's if it just lands in their hands, that's it. That's why usually the stuff gets anonymously leaked to the press, and if it's published, then they can use it. And it's like, okay, within reason, obviously.
Right. But this shit, like this is a very big house of cards that could fall very easily.
Yeah.
Like there could be especially with like rap and the music industry, like you could see a lot of, I mean, I don't know, even fucking like Hollywood. I don't know. I feel like there could be a huge just fucking wipeout of top people and like a whole new wave coming in.
Oh, I'm going to say this, okay? And you'll know what I'm referencing. It's going to happen on a big scale, and it's going to happen on a small scale. I think 2024 is the year that everything gets corrected. I think it's all going to get corrected. If there's a secret out there of someone being a piece of shit and fucking being weird, or I'm not even going to... It's going to, like, doing some criminal shit. Not just talking about maybe like they have an alternative lifestyle, but if they're just doing some criminal shit, it's going to come out. I'm sorry. I got to watch this video of Diddy, the fucking 50 posted. I think I got the sound down. So let me see if it might be loud. So be careful. It's Instagram. So you never know.
Yo, I need to know who fucks with me, like just straight up, like I don't have the time. If you fuck with me, let it be known because I'm going to this next era and I'm lining up all the allies. If you fuck with me, let it be known. If you don't fuck with me, be quiet, and I will take your silence as you don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's all love. But if you fuck with me, let it be known, because big thing.
50 goes, did he say big dick at the end? LOL. Yeah, it's like, no, what world does that work?
I
like,
don't know.
If you don't like me, don't say nothing. No, that's how the internet works, bro. I like this one. Ciroc Vodka wants 50 Cent to replace Diddy as brand leader. Good morning, people. Start the day off with positive energy and make what your heart desires happen. Fucking Ciroc not looking to replace Diddy with 50 Cent as brand ambassador, says TMZ.
So it got that big as a rumor. That they had to come out and clear it.
They're like, no, we don't want 50. And then 50 goes, I own my brands. I wouldn't be an ambassador for Ciroc. I haven't seen anybody drinking that shit lately. It's over. Which, Ciroc is not that great. What else we got? He's just posting headlines. Like I'm trying to find something where he's really like memeing hard on him.
Yeah, and then the whole stuff about Meek Mills and like that is, I think, in the original allegations as far as him having sex with a Philadelphia rapper that dated Nicki Minaj. and everyone thinks it's, you know, obviously it's Meek Mill's.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. What's the story? Do you know the scoop on that?
Apparently, there's audio of Diddy fucking him.
What?
And just making him do gay shit.
Why?
And like Meek Mill had to come. Remember, I think on one of the previous episodes of 64-Bit Legends, we talked about Meek Mill's like response, the tweeter.
Oh, that's right.
Of him being like super aggressive against it.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
right.
love pussy, bro. Like, I love pussy more than any. The biggest pussy lover in the world. I topple that guy. Like,
yeah, that's right. I'm trying to find like a good article that'll break it down.
But then there's rumors about Will Smith with Diddy. Like, this branches out so much. And apparently, in one of the podcasts that I was listening to, Will Smith's first wife divorced him because she walked in on him fucking a dude. Or a dude fucking him. And she signed an agreement not to say anything, like a, you know, NDA or whatever. And
okay, so I got a little because somebody asked on Reddit, what's the deal with Meek Mill and Usher being involved in a new sexual assault case with Diddy? And so I found this answer, and they even linked to an article, but it's kind of long. So let me just read their synopsis. Diddy, Meek Mill, and Usher gay sexual relations rumor refers to the February 2024 controversy regarding rappers Diddy and Meek Mill and Usher allegedly having sexual relations with each other, as inferred by a clause on page 73 of Diddy's 2024 lawsuit filed by producer Lil Rod. Hip-hop influencer DJ Academics highlighted the clause on stream, purporting that the redacted names were referencing Meek Mill and Usher. Okay, so they weren't named in it.
No, they said the Philadelphia rapper that dated Nicki Minaj, and they said a R&B singer that headlined the Super Bowl.
Which is kind of like how we infer Brock Lesnar was the wrestler with Vince, with that whole rape thing. So, all right, so allegedly having, where was I? DJ Academics highlighted the clause on streams purporting that the redacted names were referencing Meek Mill and Usher. The speculation led to discourse and memes on Twitter and elsewhere, including back and forth between Meek Mill and DJ Academics. Also, Meek Mill and Andrew Tate exchanged banner on Twitter about the rumor. Now, let me see if they got, because this is a website, Know Your Memes, is what was listed. I want to see what if they got tweets. No, I don't want notifications. Oh, here it is. Academics. So Academics is, I kind of know who he is. He's kind of like a streamer, YouTube guy. Academics, didn't I tell you to stop playing with my name? I don't know. I'm going to do, this is Meek Mill. I don't know what I'm going to do when I actually see you. It's going to have a combination to it, though. And then the Academics is like, wait, did you blame me for what a lawsuit said? Like I made it up? And he goes, and then Andrew Tate says, I'm the most famous man in the world and avoid speaking to famous people because they're all gay and weird. And then he goes, so P. Diddy was having sex with Meek Mill and Usher? And then Meek Mill responds to him. He says, was you sex trafficking women? The fuck is wrong with you, Brody? It's like, what? And then Meek Mill allegedly following gay porn account.
Yeah.
It's just called black gay porn.
Yeah, so Meek Mill, someone found this. I saw this. Meek Mill liked a post on this site, and someone screenshot it because they also followed Meek Mill. And they're like, wait a second, Meek Mill followed gay porn.
Yeah, this was from February. Somebody's, they screenshot it in the bio of the Twitter account, which has a lot of followers because it's all about black porn. It says black porn only. Eggplant, I'm a freak, and DL, send me your sex tapes. Account deleted at 8K. Dude, he's got 81K, so that guy's a liar. So it's then there's Meek Mill, grinding hard till my knees shake. Bottle boys all in my room, and they need that cream. Oh, this must be some lyrics. They need that cream cake. Popped a Molly, now my jeans ache. Came from nothing, all we ever knew was dream chase. Yeah, that does sound kind of gay. What was the fucking, was it Lil Wayne that says, like, I like, what is it? Something about whale cum? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
That's on par with that. What's the fucking Lil Wayne lyric of whale cum?
It's I think it's on the song "Steady Mobbin'." I think.
I forget. Now I gotta look it up. I can't just bring it up. Lil Wayne.
Welcome. You're gonna have some weird, some weird search history.
I just get welcome ads. Or like Lil Wayne once saying, "Prior to me coming, I had to stick my thumb in her ass one time, smell my finger, make you vomit."
What?
Hold on. Where is it at? God, I hate Reddit because it's like the Google search will highlight it, but then it's like 50 comments down. Now I can't get the fucking whatever.
No, I might. Maybe it's
Lollipop.
Maybe it's Lollipop.
I don't know. All right, it's not worth it. This is taking too long. Let's go back to Meek Mill. So Meek. Okay, now there's just a bunch of memes. What's this one here? Meek Mill was caught following a black gay porn account. Let's see, this guy, I don't know who this guy, Orlan. He's verified. There's nothing wrong with being homosexual. The homophobia that plagues hip-hop Twitter is disheartening. Why do you care so much if Meek Mill is potentially gay, but say nothing about him being an abuser? Ooh. See? Now they're really fucking with him. It's like, would you rather be gay or an abuser? What do you want? Usher find out the news about... these are memes. Okay. So, anyway, yeah, Meek's just having a fucking temper tantrum.
I wish you could find the tweet that said, "Oh yeah, here's a video." So it's Meek Mill in the pool, and I saw this video before coming over. He's in the pool, and like Diddy's like, "Yeah, Daddy, your album's gonna be the shit, Daddy," and like just weirdly calling him Daddy. It's weird.
Let's hear this.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little... I could tell they're on something, too.
Yeah. And like people were like, man, it looks like he just took it from Diddy in the ass. Like just the way he's like kind of like hunched over.
Oh, I did see this clip with Kevin Hart and Usher. Have you seen this?
No.
Let's see here.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn.
So
we used to wake up and damn?
Yeah, so hold on a second. Let me set it for the listener. So it is going from left to right. It's Usher. Oh, I'm sorry. Diddy, Usher,
Kevin Hart.
and then Kevin Hart on the end. So, and they're all kind of like up close. They're sharing a mic. Looks like it's some sort of live event.
Yeah.
And Kevin's probably hosting, I'm assuming, because he's holding the mic. And yeah, he's talking to both Usher and Diddy. And go.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and
talk about Usher.
Pause, but like just I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. And now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And I'm
what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna count this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes.
The funny thing is, Melvin and myself were thinking the same fucking thing before Kevin Hart said it.
Fucking stupid.
Listen, having a good time.
Like you could tell Diddy's fucked up. Like you could tell he's on something.
Dude, he tried to check himself 3 times that he was saying, and then eventually he just like, fuck it. We used to wrestle. He was 10. I was whatever, which is probably 20 plus. Yeah. Like, what is going on? Why you... Man, that's wild. So speaking of videos, I wanted to go show you because you said you didn't see this. The
Bieber?
The Justin Bieber Diddy video. Hopefully I can find it without somebody commenting on it. I was going to put Little Bieber, Jesus. Bieber?
Bibby.
And Diddy. It's just like a short little video of them together. The second disturbing. So this is...
Yeah, I seen this one. I seen this one.
So this one's the other one. 48 Hours with Diddy. this is on Justin Bieber's actual YouTube. Yeah, I think this is the video I saw. This is actually on his YouTube channel, by the way, from 14 years ago.
Yeah.
48 Hours with Diddy. Let's take a look. Yep, this is the one. It's like 2 minutes long, but so we'll start here. They're walking up to young Bieber 14 years ago. This is on Bieber's fucking channel, okay? Official. 72 million subscribers. It's titled Bieber's 48 Hours with Diddy. They're walking up together. Puffy, Diddy, whatever, fucking uncovers a sports car.
Yep.
And go.
It's a little dusty, but you know, come get the front shot of this.
Man.
Now, how old's Bieber here?
Okay.
All right,
So this is 14 years ago. Let's do the math. How old is Bieber now?
2010.
He's probably still in his 20s, I want to say. So he's 30. Okay, so he'd have been 16 here,
Right.
15, 16, depending on his birthday. Actually, well, whatever. We don't know when this was filmed, but yeah, so probably 15, 16 years old.
So I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16.
Okay.
So he's 15.
Yep.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my.
Man, what do you, Puffy? That's what R. Kelly got in trouble for. Was like,
Dude,
he's basically being
he's
like,
coaching him.
man, I love pissing on this 14-year-old. He did some shit. I don't think he said that specifically, but he was saying. He made her say in the tape, like, what are you doing? What, Puffy? What are you doing? Anyway,
My permit. Not yet.
Why are they hanging out?
Slow down, Josh.
Okay.
well, Usher is the one who put Bieber on,
Right.
and Usher was under Diddy, so I'm thinking it's something to do with, hey, let me get a little of that. Oh, you're on the come up? Let me get some of that.
Let me get some of that Bieber.
Yeah.
Slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you,
Giving him a car.
you know, when you get 16,
Yeah.
good to go.
I'm good to go.
You're 16, you can have this
Then,
car.
You get 18, you get the house.
And then I'm going to give you a house.
Amazing.
I'm going to give you a mansion. I'm going to give you a car over the course of 2 years.
Where would you like to go?
This shit don't come for free.
Wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
We just so check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
Why?
But,
Why
Yeah.
can't you disclose
definitely
that?
Yeah.
15
What are you doing?
year-olds
Yeah,
dream.
what's going on, Diddy?
So,
What's going on there?
you know, he's not only underage for like a relationship, but he's also underage for like alcohol and things. So
Everything.
yeah, what are you exactly doing? Why can't you just be like, oh, we're playing video games and we're chilling and we're
Like-
making music and
I don't know if they said it yet, but they talk about going and get girls. Like, he's 15. In no state except for like Arkansas can he do anything with them anyway.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's a rape happening if
Yes.
anything happens there.
You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album.
Which is true. That's what he was talking about. He had legal guardianship of Usher as a child when he got his first album.
how?
And then now he's wanting to get some legal guardianship of. I mean, look at this, Paul. I wish the people could see this. The way that Diddy's just looking at Bieber's youthful, innocent face,
He's about to lick his lips, dude.
and then it's.
I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I bet the Diddy wants those girls.
Yeah. Yeah, where are you gonna go where you can find a girl for Bieber and a girl for Diddy?
Well,
The fucking park?
I'm sure they can find a girl for Bieber. The problem is Diddy also wants her friends who probably. And you know what's so crazy is Bieber left this up. Even to this
I
day,
know.
I'm sure somebody's hitting up Bieber like, hey, can you just take that down?
Yeah.
It's got 3 million views. People in the comments from 13 days ago, let's go find some girls. Diddy. And then it's like a fucking.
rape face.
The rape face. Emoji. Justin, whenever you're ready to tell your story, we're here for you, boo. The Diddy raid brought me here. The fact that this is out in the open for 14 years and nobody questioned it's crazy. Diddy was disappointed when Justin said, let's just go get some girls. Yeah, he's like, well, I thought we'd get some boys. What are we doing? How did nobody catch us 14 years ago? The way Diddy licked his lips after he said he's with me. He did, dude. He looked like he was like, yeah, he's with me.
Yeah, man. He's coaching / grooming.
Yeah, let's not use coaching anymore.
No,
I don't like that phrase.
Use coaching anymore?
I don't like that phrase. I prefer grooming.
All right.
Coaching is too... When I realized that's what you were talking about.
He was like, just spread your butt cheeks like this.
Oh, my God.
Here's the play-by-play.
I'm assuming fucking Lil Rod said coaching or something. That's where you got that from.
There was a couple podcasts that I was listening to that was calling it coaching.
But because when you told me about that shit earlier, we were in the kitchen. You gave me the rundown, like the broad strokes before we talked about this, about the Cuba Gooding thing. When you said coaching, I knew that Cuba played a gay guy. I legitimately thought like training for a role.
No, I was like, man, no, training for your butthole.
I swear I thought that's what that was. But okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
Man, well, I don't know. I mean, is there any? So is Little Rod like the main catalyst at this point? Because I know there's the Cassie thing that got settled. And there's
Little Rod and these Jane Does that haven't come out because for protection.
Well, the crazy thing is though, Homeland Security's ready to do a raid on all your properties.
Yeah, they
don't just do that on a whim,
right?
Especially Homeland Security.
Yeah. And
like that's not the FBI, not local police.
Because Diddy's camp is coming out and saying that Little Rod doesn't it's not true. He's just a disgruntled employee because I guess Diddy owes Little Rod some money too.
Well, hey, pay your debts, bro.
And
so what happened to Vince? He didn't pay his. That's the only reason he's in court.
But the thing is like the two incidents that I've heard were like for less than $100,000.
Yeah.
Like combined. Like it was like a $29,000 for a song and a $50,000 for a song. And he
hey man, pay your fucking debts. You know, Vince was supposed to be making his payments and he stopped.
Yeah.
Diddy's not paying it. This is what happens. But yeah, like I was just thinking, Trump didn't get raided by Homeland Security. Like
right. He was the president.
He's the president, and they got him on some shit, and they raided his house. That wasn't Homeland.
No.
That was just FBI. That was just some typical FBI. Man, Diddy, what are you doing? This is going to be one of these stories, unfortunately, I think is going to take a long time because the court systems are slow. We probably won't hear more about this until like the summertime.
Yeah. One of the podcasts I was listening to get some information about this, they had like this woman that was an attorney on there, and they were like, "How long? Like, is it?" Because she's like, "Yeah, it could be drawn out a little bit." They're like, "How long? Is it going to be weeks? Is it going to be months? Is it going to be even years?" She said they will probably start hitting court probably by the end of this year.
Okay, that makes sense. And then probably when stuff starts coming out, depending on when they do it, if they're strategic, they line it up with the election, people be distracted,
right?
Because that's or if they take a. That's
this shit's fucking crazy.
This is what we got to keep tabs. Now we got to keep tabs on Diddy. We got to keep tabs on Vince.
Yep.
We got to keep tabs on Dan Schneider.
Yeah. Because
apparently there's another episode that came out or is coming out.
Okay.
So we got to check that. Actually, I just heard that today.
I thought it was a 4 and done. Episode 5 right there.
Yeah. So did it come out yet or is it? Oh, it just came out.
All right.
It looks like so we got to watch that and we can catch up on it. It's Toxic Kids. So, it's Breaking the Silence. I'm reading the wrong headline. So it's never before seen footage from the original 4 episodes. It reconvened. Okay, so this is kind of like a wrap up.
Yeah, so it looks like it's like outtakes and shit like that. Maybe things that didn't make the first 4 episodes.
We should still watch it and then report back on it because I think we got to keep tabs on these people. We owe it. There's been a long time coming.
But this, I mean, I know a lot of people are like tatted up and shit, but like maybe this is why Bieber's kind of acting.
Bro, Bieber was just like getting into trouble, rebelling in his own way. Then he got like super, super crazy religious.
Yeah.
And he still kind of is, but he's not so over the top. Like, man, he is like, I feel for like that's as Cat Williams said, that's that payment that don't come free,
dude. 50 million times, 4 different times. 4 different times Cat Williams was offered $50 million.
He wants to keep that butthole tight. He wants to keep it tight.
And like I was thinking when Cat Williams said that, I was thinking that had something to do with the Illuminati because he was talking about that too.
Yeah.
But from what it seems like, it, if it's linked to Diddy could have been offering him that.
Well, so this is my thing. When I hear about like Illuminati, when people talk about it, like I don't think it's like one giant conglomerate that controls everything, But I think it's these small little cabals of people that hold a lot of power, like an Epstein, like a fucking Diddy, like, possible politicians or whatever.
Yeah.
And they kind of pull the strings on a lot of things. And I don't think they're all necessarily connected, but they're all kind of similar, They say that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the same thing with these things, where they're just very similar over the course of history, that they're all involved in a lot of blackmail, a lot of like very...
Well, that's like what Scientology's based off of too, is just blackmail.
Oh yeah. Well, and let's not forget about the allegations against people inside Tom Cruise, John Travolta, supposedly gay.
Will Smith.
Will Smith is a disaster. Fucking LL Cool J, I had heard rumors.
Yep.
I know he was a Scientologist, if not still is. Like...
Oh, completely forgot. So, Exhibit.
He's in this?
Yes.
How did he get linked up with this? He was on Aftermath.
Diddy takes him to a club, right?
Okay.
And after like he chilling there, he looks over and like there's 2 dudes like making out in a booth, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then he realized like 2 women are making out, and he shortly after he was like, "Oh, this is a gay club," and he's like, "Why did you take me here?" Diddy wouldn't let him leave, so he had to fucking like escape out the back so he could leave this club.
What is that? That there is a great example of it's all about power with him. Like he just wants to have power over people, which what do they say? I'm going to have another saying. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. He is one of these people that just wants to have power over people no matter what.
But it's so crazy on how like, obviously, Diddy's got money.
Oh, yeah.
But it's crazy to think how much, not only money he actually has, but influence and like power. And I'm like, dude, like people are selling their soul pretty much. And like there's a lyric that is resurfacing from Meek Mill's it's like 2016 or 2017 either album or mixtape, whatever, that like he says, "I hope God forgives me for what I did with Diddy."
Yeah, I mean, there's something there. I mean, think of this too. Like the only other big artist I know currently with Bad Boy or associated with Diddy, I don't know if he still is. It was like that Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of fits into the archetype. I mean, he was more of a rebellious younger guy than, like rapper, but, and he's a mess.
Yeah.
He's a fucking...
I mean, and like, you mentioned R. Kelly, like...
Oh, yeah. So we were talking about that earlier. So R. Kelly... And so this goes to the thing about Jay-Z. I wanted to link this because you mentioned about, like, why aren't these people stepping in for Diddy? And also, why is Jay-Z all these years still fucking with Diddy? Because Jay-Z, if he doesn't like someone, he doesn't want to do it. And the story that I heard about Jay-Z and R. Kelly is they did 2 albums together.
Right.
They did Best of Both Worlds and Unfinished Business. So Best of Both Worlds came out, and I want to say...
It was like 2002, 2003-ish.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the... Because I want to say Best of Both Worlds came out before the allegations about...
Yeah.
Not allegations. I think he was... Not Hannah Montana. This is a Hannah Montana album. This is not the fucking the other one. Who's the... There it is. 2002. So Best of Both Worlds come out, and it was the both of them together, and they didn't even from what I heard, they didn't even record it together. It just they did all their shit separate, and then they just kind of like put it together. And then the second one comes out, Unfinished Business, but that was never supposed to come out because Jay-Z, after the fucking piss shit with R. Kelly, was like, nah, I can't fuck with this dude. Like, I don't want nothing to do with this dude. But he already had shit recorded. And so the producer, I might be butchering the story, but look, fact check me. We're pretty on point.
Yeah.
Like, I pulled up some shit to check your, just trust me on this. So there's a producer that was handling that, and on the sly, he just still had R. Kelly fill in some of the spots, and then they just pushed the album out anyway. And then they had to do, Jay-Z had to do a tour with R. Kelly, and he wanted nothing to do with him. Like, he didn't want to share stage time with him and all this other stuff. Like, it was very well known. There's stories about this that go back. He wants nothing to do with R. Kelly. He doesn't give a fuck. But he fucks with Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know Diddy's dirty. Diddy done dirty deeds.
Diddy doesn't do dirty deeds?
No, Diddy done did
Diddy done
deeds.
did dirty deeds.
Yeah. So...
Fucking underage girls.
What kind of... Yeah. What, so here's the deal. So that can come... might be rubbing off on Jay-Z. Plus, as 50 Cent says, he looks like a gay painter.
Yeah.
So...
And there's this one chick, I don't know her name, but she was in one of the videos I watched or listened to. Mm-hmm. She said Diddy's got quite an interesting nickname.
Really?
People call him Honeycombs.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he like the drizzle?
Well,
drizzle a little?
Because his buns are like honey.
Gotcha.
Honey buns comb.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So
that would make sense.
Diddy. The D, the I, the D, the D, the Y, the D, the I, the D. It's Diddy. Diddy did it.
The D, the I, the D, the D, the Y, the P, the E, the D, the O. It's Diddy. He's a pedo.
Dude, he is, man. Like, dude, what I don't get is like, even if he was in his early 20s when he was doing the pedo shit, I know it happened later too, but like, you're a fucking billionaire or close to. You can have pretty much any chick that you would want. Mm-hmm. And yet you still go for these underage girls. It's fucking disgusting. Like, get a hot 25-year-old. Like,
yeah. That's my thing is like, honestly, I don't understand how these dudes want to get with these younger girls, because have you ever, like, especially after you're over the age of 30, you talk to somebody that's under the age of 25 and they're fucking retarded. Like,
right.
You have nothing in common. There's been girls over the last few years I've talked to that are like, there was this one girl I could have sworn she looked like she was probably like 30. Found out she was like 23, and I was like, oh, I thought you were just a really dumb
30.
Like, I thought you were like an almost retarded 30-year-old, but you're just a really dumb 23-year-old. Like, I was, it was like, no,
well,
get away from
even
me.
Like, even I know this is a little not really change of subject, but like, even like barely legal porn. You ever see like those barely legal sluts or whatever, and they're like 18?
Back in the day, I remember that
was even uncomfortable to watch.
I never understood that. Yeah, I never understood like the appeal of barely, like, I remember seeing that way back when. It's like back when they had like
the Kaza days.
Or not even that, like the porn magazines in the store. Sometimes you could see the tops because they kind of cover them, but it'd be like barely legal.
Right.
And it's like, I didn't even understand originally that meant age. I thought it was like, well, is there some crazy shit in here? But it's like, no, they're like really young. And I'm like, I don't really understand
that made me uncomfortable watching that type of shit. And I was younger when I watched it.
Well, yeah, and I just never really. I remember when I was a teenager, like obviously the only girls you could talk to as a teenager are teenagers. Like no adult is gonna fucking talk to you. But when you're watching porn, I was like, I wanted to watch like a just to pull a name,
like a woman.
Yeah, a woman, like a Jenna Jameson. Like that's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm gonna.
Like she's a fully figured woman.
Yeah, but since I'm only like 17, I'll just kind of like make do with the, girls that are around me because I'm in high school.
Right.
Like that's just what you're, But that's like not the preference as a teenager, And so like, yeah. Anyway, but it's. I don't get it. I think it's gross. I think these people are fucking. I don't understand it. I'm telling you, if I had $1 billion, that is not the road I'd go down. I would find a bunch of 25-year-olds, and at minimum.
Minimum?
Yeah, minimum. Yeah, because maximum would mean that'd be the oldest age. So I want to say minimum, and that would be it.
Yeah,
that's all I need. So. Well, we'll have to keep tabs on this. This is an ongoing investigation.
It is.
This is gonna be big, but a lot of, I don't know. I'm thinking 2024. It's the year that everything is going to fall into its right place.
It's gonna surface.
There was an eclipse.
There was an eclipse. I think it was very overrated. At least
was
where we were.
I tried to watch it, and it was like it's kind of cloudy.
Yeah, I mean, it got a little dark where we were, but we were supposed to be in like the 98, 99 percentile.
Yeah, it really wasn't that dark.
I see these videos from like Toledo that were like pitch black.
Yeah, Ohio was supposed to be.
I can't believe that we didn't even get a little bit of that.
No, we just got. It looked like it was kind of cloudy out.
Yeah,
and that was, or it would have been cloudy out. Obviously, it wasn't, but yeah. So, but it's. I think
we're coming off the best WrestleMania of all time. People are saying.
I know. That's what I heard.
Cody Rhodes is a little bitch, but he finished his story.
I missed much of it.
I missed my tribal chief.
Okay. Now we won't see The Rock again, by the way, for a while.
Yeah, he's got some stuff. So same with Cena.
Yeah.
Cena actually came on the McAfee show on ESPN and said that he's got a couple more years. He said he's going to probably be done with wrestling at 50, and he's 47. So
okay. Well, he
wants to do one more run.
Yeah. Well, he's also got a few like movies and shows. Like he's got that Peacemaker or whatever.
He basically lined up his next 8 months, and he said by December he's like, I'd like to come back and have a little run if they allow it.
Well, because I know he's got that show Peacemaker, which I liked.
Yeah, season 2 is supposed to be being filmed this summer,
and he'll probably be in some of the DC movies related to that. Yeah. So he's got himself a pretty good gig for a while. Plus these other movies like what was that one that he was in?
Ricky Stenicki. That was a good movie. Did you watch that?
Not yet. I haven't.
It's entertaining.
I forgot that Amazon Prime for me now has ads, so I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet. I hate ads.
Yeah, so do I.
I'd rather, if you're telling me I got to pay $8 to not, then I'll just pay it 1 month. But yeah,
we'll keep tabs on this and the Dan Schneider.
Yes, and Vince.
And other things that Cat Williams said.
Yeah, let's check in with Cat Williams. Let's see what else he's got. That little prophecy maker.
But this episode's brought to you by W Energy Drink. Go use our promo code 64-Bit Legends. Get 10% off. The shit's good. I just ordered my re-up because I'm running out. So I got Blueberry and I got Dragon Odd. Ooh. They were both sold out last time I tried to order them, so they're back. Blueberry is the most sold product that they have. So
really?
I can't wait to taste that. It really works. You don't need coffee. You don't need pop. Just drink your W.
I like it.
64-Bit Legends. Follow us on social media. I am Bobby Caboose. This is Melvin Troy. And until next time, what you gonna do if Diddy asks you to Diddy do? No Diddy.
Take that.
Can't stop. Won't stop.